Do you want to know how to correct a teen without pushing them away? I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach all over the world about parenting, good communication, how to build strong family bonds, child development, and education, all through the lens of the principle of self-government, and I have raised a lot of teens. I've raised my own 4 children to adulthood. Now I'm a grandma, and I also have done therapeutic treatment care for foster teens for many years. So let's talk about correcting them. In this video, I'm going to share a story about a friend of mine, and then I'm going to talk about why the teens pull away, why they don't want to be corrected, why they resist it, and then what you can do to change that and to have a really good correction at your house. My friend Ella has 3 teens. So she's got an 11, a 14, and a 17-year-old. And these 3 teens are strong-willed, they're smart. You can have incredible conversations with these teenagers, but also they can be stubborn, defiant, argumentative, even combative. And Ella has had her struggles. In fact, Ella was fighting with them and nagging them a lot. And then what happened was there was this chasm that developed in the relationship. So the fighting with and nagging because of the strong wills and the power struggles went on for a couple of years. Once her oldest one reached adolescence, things kind of changed in their relationships. And I don't know if you noticed that, but that older one then starts to set the trend, right, for what happens with the youngers. And so she started fighting it and trying to stop it with her emotions, with her parenting. And whoa, things did not get better. In contrast, they actually got worse. And this is how they got worse. There wasn't as much fighting per se, at least not loud fighting. The switch was now there was quiet fighting. Ella would get frustrated. She would tell them everything that happened wrong. She would take it personally. She was angry she had to have the conversation with them about it. Don't they know by now, she would think. And they would just distance themselves from her, not talk to her about much, especially not the happy things in their life. It got to be that the only thing that they talked about was the bad behaviors and the corrections, and that was it. What a horrible existence. To only have conversations about corrections? The point of a correction is to get it over, get it done, learn the lesson, and then move on so that we can talk about things that we really want to talk about. The fun things, the unifying things. And by the way, who says a correction can't be unifying as well? Did you know that you can feel closer to your child during and after a correction than you even did before? You can. It's possible. I've experienced it with even some of the most difficult teenagers. So why did Ella's teens change their behavior? They're afraid of her. Plain and simple, they don't trust. When somebody gets aggressive, when somebody starts manipulating you, you don't trust them. You take a step back. You don't feel understood. You don't feel valued. You don't feel like that person even sees you as another person. And if your children start seeing themselves only as children and not as people, then actually you're probably going to have a relationship problem at some point when they hit adolescence. Of course, they are your children still, yes, but they need to see themselves as people who are learning, and that you are a person, a parent, who has the role of teacher in their life because you've been there, done that. You have more skills, you have more experience, and you're going to impart that to them. The problem that Ella had was she didn't actually have the skills, and she didn't know what she didn't know. And she happened upon a video here on this YouTube channel, and the video was about calmness. She must have been feeling especially out of control that day, because that's what she went looking for. She found a video about calmness. She listened about calmness. More videos about calmness. She even did my Calm Parenting Toolkit that's on my website. And then she did my course and a training. She learned more. She even got her husband, who was not super open about changing their parenting style, to come to a 3-day parenting mastery training, and his heart was changed. It was neat to see. her relief, her happiness, as they learned these skills like how to do a correction with calmness, how to help somebody go from out of control to in control without having to lose control yourself, how to teach her children how to disagree appropriately with her so they could open up communication instead of shut it down, so that people could be understood, how to have meetings as a family so that they could, again, talk about more things and that the children could invest personally in what was going on in the family. She learned how to teach problem solving. She learned how to teach them all of the skills that they would need for their own self-government. And it changed their behavior. In fact, she ended up bringing a couple of her teens to one of my parenting mastery trainings, the one that she went to with her husband. And her two oldest teens loved the program. They were like, this just makes total sense. Why would you do anything different with parenting? Great, I don't want to argue anymore. And you know what happened? I kind of get choked up when I think about it. They started opening up to their parent about things that were going on, that the parent was concerned might be going on. And the child said right in front of me, yep, that is happening. And this is why I'm doing it. Suddenly they got on the same page with each other because they learned how to communicate together. It makes all the difference. So how do you correct a teen without pushing them away? You teach them ahead of time what you're going to do to correct them, why you're going to do it that way, and that it's not personal. And then you don't take it personal either. Even if it was a bad choice, even if it was drugs, even if it was violence, you are always there for them. You love them no matter what, right? Let them know it. Let them feel it as you're doing that teaching and that correction. So one of the key things I do to keep myself from reacting is A, I go through my Calm plan, and you can learn that at my Calm Parenting Toolkit that I already talked about, which is at my website. But then, after I know I'm calm and ready, I describe what happened, not using any emotional descriptions, just this is what I saw, and this is what you did, and this is how it happened, and then this is what the result was. You just give the story, then explain why that might not have been a good idea. Again, not taking it personal or being overly emotional. And then you say, this is what you probably should do. And the emotion that you have the whole time is, I love you. It's okay that we're having this conversation. You can do this. That's the tone. I love you. It's okay. You can do this. I'm here for you. There's nothing you could do or say that would shock me. I am here for you. You don't know how many times I looked at a troubled teen who'd been brought to my home because of serious issues. And I just looked at him and I said, there is nothing you can say that would shock me or make me angry with you. I am here for you. Let's work through this, whatever it is. I didn't take their behavior personal. I made it very clear. And they were very successful. And then we end up becoming the best of friends as parents and children, and we can talk about anything forever. My children are now all adults raising their own families. And we could talk about anything, and they still come to me for advice here and there because we have that kind of relationship. We don't need to push them away. You don't need to push them away, but you might need to learn a few more skills. If you are having a problem taking things personally, if you think that might be a thing, start with that Calm Parenting Toolkit. It's free, and you can have it for free right now. So go to teachingselfgovernment.com. It's on the homepage. I'll see you there.